Have you ever stopped to think about what's really going on inside your body, like right now, at a microscopic level? Well, it turns out it's a lot like a super busy neighborhood, with its own delivery services and even a cleanup crew. So, let's dive into this amazing little story about how our bodies keep everything in perfect balance. Okay, so to get our heads around this, we're going to start with a really simple idea. Just imagine that every single one of the cells in your body is a tiny little house. That's it. A living, breathing home that needs constant care to keep things running. And, of course, these millions and millions of tiny houses all live together in this huge, bustling neighborhood that is, well, you. So for our first stop, let's just take a quick tour and see what life is actually like in this neighborhood.
So think of your body as the city. Inside that city, your cells are all the little houses. And your blood vessels? Those are the roads. And, more importantly, the pipes. They are the absolute essential infrastructure, delivering everything those houses need to survive: water, food, and of course, oxygen.
And listen, this is not some casual, we'll get there when we get there delivery service. No way. This is a non-stop, 24/7 operation. Every single house in this neighborhood, every one of your cells, is depending on this constant flow of supplies just to stay healthy and alive. It is absolutely critical. So, how do these deliveries actually happen? I mean, how does the good stuff get from the pipes to the houses? Well, it all comes down to these two key forces, two main characters in our story that are always, and I mean always, working against each other. Let's meet them. First up, we have hydrostatic pressure. You can think of this as the pushy one. It's the pressure from inside the pipes that literally pushes all that water and all those nutrients out and towards the little houses. A great way to picture it is kind of like a sprinkler system, making sure all the lawns in the neighborhood get water. But, you can't just have water spraying everywhere all the time, right? That would be a mess. And that's where our second character comes in: oncotic pressure. This force is created by proteins in the blood, and its whole job is to pull that fluid back into the pipes. So think of it like a giant sponge, trying to soak everything back up after the delivery has been made. So this right here, this is the main event. It's this constant push and pull, a never-ending tug of war. You've got the hydrostatic pressure pushing everything out to make the delivery. And right on its heels, you have the oncotic pressure pulling it all back in to tidy up. It sounds like a perfect system, right? Or maybe not. And here's the little twist in our story. That sponge, the oncotic pressure, it's really good at its job, but it's not perfect. It just can't soak up every last drop. So what happens to all that leftover liquid that gets left behind between all the little houses? This is where the unsung hero of our neighborhood story makes its grand entrance. It's time to meet the absolutely essential third player in this whole system: the cleanup crew. Right, so because that sponge we were just talking about isn't 100% effective, there's always a little bit of fluid left over, just kind of pooling in the space between our cellular houses. And if we just let that build up, our beautiful clean neighborhood would turn into a swamp really fast. And this is the brilliant job of the lymphatic system. It is quite literally the body's dedicated cleanup crew. It has its very own network of pipes, called lymphatic vessels, that act like a neighborhood drainage system. Or you could think of it like a garbage truck, constantly making the rounds, collecting all the leftover liquid to keep the streets clean and clear. I love this quote because it just nails it. It's like having a broom and a bucket that clean the floor when there's too much water. It's just such a simple, perfect way to think about it. The lymphatic system is there, ready to go to just mop up the mess. So let's put this all together. When you combine our three main players, the sprinkler, the sponge, and the cleanup crew, what you get is this beautiful, perfectly balanced system. And here it is, the aha moment. It's a really simple three-step cycle that's always happening. Step 1, the push-out, where the hydrostatic pressure delivers all the goodies. Step 2, the pull-in, where the oncotic pressure sponge reclaims most of it. And the absolutely crucial Step 3, the cleanup, where our lymphatic crew mops up everything else that's left behind. This chart just breaks it down perfectly. For every, say, 100% of fluid that gets pushed out, that oncotic sponge does an amazing job. It pulls back about 90% of it. But that leftover 10%, that is so important. Without the lymphatic system cleaning it up, the whole neighborhood would literally flood. It might seem like a small percentage, but its job is absolutely essential. And really, that's the big takeaway here. This elegant system of push, pull, and cleanup isn't just random. It is a finely tuned, perfectly balanced dance designed for one reason and one reason only: to keep our incredible neighborhood of cells totally clean, fully nourished, and working perfectly.
Which of course brings us to one last really interesting question. We've seen just how important every part of this system is, right? So what would actually happen to the neighborhood if the cleanup crew just stopped working? It's a simple question, but the answer opens up a whole new world of understanding our health. Definitely something to think about.